Yes, sir. To all my people that still watch wrestling, this is another episode of Yes, We Still Watch Wrestling. I'm Steve Dent. We got Shaq here. We got Tilly here. Man, we did the road to WrestleMania last week. And if y'all caught the end of the podcast, at episode 23 that dropped last night. So it's available to y'all now. If you catch the end of the podcast, promise y'all that we will start talking a little bit more AEW. We got that for y'all today. But first, fellas, I need y'all to look away from the screen again because we're going to do another gauntlet. We got to do another gauntlet. We got to open this up with another gauntlet. So look away from the screen real quick as I get this together. And hold on, let me share my screen with you guys. I'm going to see if I can change the layout today, though. I'll change the layout real quick. So hold on, because last time
I'm minimize my screen. Let me know when you're ready. I'll pull the screen back
Yeah,
up.
I got to. I like that. Hold on. Okay, cool. And then let me go see if I can. Give me a second. I'm going to see if I can change the layout real quick.
Yeah, you can just edit this part.
Yeah, I'm going to edit this part out. Okay. All right, let's see. Let's check this out. Speaker full screen. All right, cool. All right, so can y'all see my screen?
Yes, sir.
All right, so here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do today. All right, now Willie. Well, first let me explain. So here's what we're gonna do. As you can see, I have a picture of the infamous, the legend, God rest his soul, Roddy Piper. Today,
that jacket costs too much, man.
That jacket
costs too much.
The jacket costs too much.
That damn jacket, I want it.
Hey, yo, that jacket's so fire. Shout out to Roots of Fight, man. That jacket's so fire, dog. But here's the gauntlet challenge. You can't speak until I come across somebody who cuts better promos than Roddy Piper. That's the challenge.
He's like the benchmark. Anything above that, right?
Yeah. So once I get to somebody, now you can't speak because last time Willie, you was like, go to the next one. Here's what I'm gonna do. Because I'm gonna give y'all time to think. All right, because promos is challenging. So every 5 seconds, I'm gonna move on to the next one if I don't hear anything from you. All right. Now, if you say something, then we're gonna stop and we're gonna talk about it. But if you don't say anything every 5 seconds, I'm gonna just go ahead and move on to the next one.
We're talking about throughout their whole career, not just like their golden years.
Throughout the whole career, throughout their.
I already have someone. If I see their name, I'm gonna say it.
Right, so yeah. So as far as all their promo work included, like who could possibly cut better promos than the legend Roddy Piper? Are we ready? All right, let's go. All right, here we go.
You're not gonna have who I want up here. I'm just spitting that out there. I already know you're not gonna have who I want up here.
Yeah, we can stop. Yeah.
All right, stop there for you. Yeah, all right, I'm gonna keep going for Willie.
How many more are there left? How many more are left? Like,
I think it's like 10 more left.
Because I would have stopped. But I'm curious to see who else is there.
All right, cool. All right, let's keep going for Willie. Hold on. We're going to circle back. We're going to mark it as Stone Cold for you. All right. Hold on. My bad. Put that twice.
Damn, we can stop right here. I wasted it.
All right. So we'll mark Dusty Rhodes for you. All right.
Man, that boy's forehead was gigged up like a motherfucker in that photo. I don't know if you saw that shit. God damn.
They're coming with the smoke now. Yeah.
God damn.
I think, matter of fact, I think this might be the last one. Let me try. Whatever. Yeah, he the last one. So hold on. So yeah, he the last one.
I can't pick one. If I'm being honest, I can't pick one because there are a couple up there that, in my opinion, are better than Roddy.
All right,
Macho Man, Stone Cold, The Rock, Paul Heyman, Dusty,
Ric Flair, CM Punk.
Mm-hmm.
CM Punk, I'm on the fence on because I think his overall body of work isn't there. Like, and I'm focusing on like what you're remembered for.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Not to say I have to go back and look at some top 10 Roddy promos because, like, he was nice on the mic. You ain't just gonna fuck with him.
Yeah, right.
But like, he ain't got no Rolex wearing. You know what I mean? Diamond wearing.
He ain't got one of those. He ain't got one of those.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Punk has the pipe bomb. Like, all of them other guys have a, you know what I mean? their go-to or what they are known for.
Right.
Like Roddy was that's a bad motherfucker on the mic.
Yeah.
That's what I think about as I'm looking through that. But
yeah. That's
I was hoping you said Jay Lethal. I was looking for Jay Lethal. I knew it wasn't gonna be up there.
I ain't got
Right.
no. So look. I had Jay Lethal marked on my list, and I forgot to put his picture up there. That second Stone Cold pick was supposed to be Jay Lethal.
Ah, okay.
It was supposed.
I was about to say, boom. I'll just stop right.
That second.
Right there.
Yeah. I automatically realized I put Stone Cold twice instead of Jay Lethal up there. He was supposed to be up there.
Okay.
So yeah, if this was me, I ain't gonna lie. Eric Bischoff is a sleeper. He's a sleeper. I wouldn't have put him above Roddy, but he's a sleeper. Samoa Joe, he don't get enough credit. He don't get enough credit for his promo.
I will never forget his Matt Hardy insult about him and
man.
hey. I'll never forget that.
That was crazy. Samoa Joe, but I probably would have stopped at either Dusty or Rick. I think Roddy is up there. I think Paul Heyman got a conversation for GOAT as far as promos.
Yeah.
And then The Rock, of course, like, he as far as cutting serious promos, I don't know if The Rock is up there, but as far as entertainment, yeah, he's up.
Right. That's
when it comes to the serious promos, I probably would put Paul as a GOAT.
Mm-hmm.
And then who else was up there? I don't know if Stone Cold as promo work is better than Roddy's. I honestly don't know. I would have to go back.
I can understand why you say that too. Like,
I don't know, man. I mean, I'm not saying Stone Cold don't got good promo work because he literally became famous off of a promo.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying he doesn't. I'm just saying I got to go back and watch that because Roddy, man.
Well, of course, we got the 316 promo, right? That's the famous one, right?
Yeah.
Look at the hype for the Austin Tyson Sean interview.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Brian Pillman promo.
Yeah.
The Brett Screw Brett promo.
Yeah.
And there's one more that I'm like forgetting.
Him and The Rock
the Day in the Life of Stone Cold promo. The Rumble 97 promo. We was talking about picking numbers. Yeah. Fire.
I know two people who I started to put up here, but I did purposely leave off, but I started to put them up here. I just didn't want to overkill, was Joey Styles and Raven. I started to put them two up there too. Raven used to cut some mean promos, man. So that's what's up, man. Well, let's get into this AEW talk, man. So Saturday, I believe Saturday or Sunday. I know it's this weekend.
It's
Saturday. We officially get AEW Grand Slam. It's a lot of
AEW Mid Slam.
Mid Slam.
That shit is straight mid, bro.
So
straight mid.
A lot of people are upset on social media because they felt like Tony Khan lied to them about Grand Slam. You know what I mean? But we're gonna see what happens Saturday, man. We're gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. One thing honest wrestling fans can never say about AEW is the boys normally put on a show at pay-per-views. Like there was a
pay-per-view though. It's not a pay-per-view.
It's not. Yeah, so
it's not a pay-per-view. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna see what happens, man. Because I mean, it's not a pay-per-view, but the way they've promoted this is pay-per-view-ish. I'm gonna run through the card real quick. I'm gonna just see what you guys think overall. We got TBS Championship, Mercedes Moné versus Harley Cameron. We got the AEW Continental Championship with Okada versus Buddy Matthews. Of course, he's from Australia, so that's a good look for him. We got Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay versus Konosuke. I can never get it. That's the first name.
Takeshita.
Yeah, Takeshita. I pronounce the last name. It's the first name that always gets me tongue tied. Konosuke. Yeah. And Kyle Fletcher, Cope, which sidebar, I hate that name, but Cope and Switchblade Jay White versus John Moxley and Claudio. And then we got the AEW Women's World Championship in the main event, deservingly so, Mariah May versus Toni Storm. I'm gonna start with this question first. What are y'all expectations for AEW Grand Slam? And either one of y'all can go first. It don't matter.
There'll be some okay matches up there. I think that Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega tag matches should be pretty good.
Okay.
The Toni Storm match should be pretty good. I am not looking.
Match should be good.
Yeah, that should be. I don't know much about Harley Cameron.
Yeah, I don't know much about her, but
I don't
Mercedes
know much about it.
Yeah, but
She got like a goofy character right now, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, but it's more like a goofy from an entertainment standpoint. You know what I mean? Kind of reminds me of I can't remember her name right now. She had left WWE and came back. She used to wear the glasses out. They tried to push her over a little bit during the Vince McMahon era, but it just fell through. I forget her name. It was like a silly name. She used to walk funny coming out to the ring. She did a couple segments with Santino. I cannot remember her name right now, but her gimmick kind of reminds me of her. I'm gonna look up her name while we talking, but I don't know much about her in ring work, but I've been following her character work.
that Mox and the Death Riders tag, that's it. I am not looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
Yeah,
not excited about that at all.
a
Brisbane,
Bisbane brawl.
yeah. Again, but dark horse match of the night, I'm expecting to be that Buddy Matthews Okada match.
Yeah, because he
I'm
home,
really
might
looking
put
forward to that.
on.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing him win the belt there. I think that will be beneficial for what are they? They're not called the House of Black anymore. I forgot their daggone name.
It's like Death something. It's Death.
No, that's Mox and them, the Death
No,
Riders.
it's no, it's Hell something. It's Hell something.
The House of Black.
Hydra.
Nah. House of Hell, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a wild name. That's a wild name. But yeah, I'm with you on that. Shaq, what you think?
I think it's gonna be okay. Like if it was a pay-per-view, I would like be all in for it. No pun intended. Yeah, 'cause it's like a glorified house show. You can say like glorified house show, another episode, a glorified episode of Dynamite. Like
Giving
I
us
think Tony kind
AEW
of
Saturday Night Main Event.
yeah,
That's
Tony
what they
kind of
giving us.
whiffed with this one. They had to like change arenas and everything because of ticket sales.
Because I was about to say they advertised this as a stadium event. That's why I was like, it's not a pay-per-view, but the way they pubbed it.
So, yeah, so the thing out there is, I believe right now in Australia, it might be like hot as fuck, but again, it's Australia, so it's always gonna be hot as fuck.
It's Australia. Yeah.
And then wherever this stadium where they were originally gonna have it at, I believe it's like out the way, like because Australia's big as shit.
Big as fuck.
You know what I mean? That's like niggas traveling from VA to Cali damn near for a show, and like everyone got to go to this one place, and it's not really realistic. So add that into it with the heat and that stadium. It's like, yo, how are they gonna make this happen? And there were questions about that. And since sales weren't what they were supposed to be, they ended up moving it. And then they were talking about people who bought their tickets and got the VIP stuff ended up getting worse seats than what they had at the original location. So they're, allegedly there was issues with that stuff as well. But yeah, he kind of messed it up right now. I think this is going to be like, and this goes into that whole AEW versus WWE thing about WWE having the production on lock, and now they're starting to get the wrestling back on track over the last year and a half or so, when AEW has just been known for their wrestling. And they really got to put on at this show to kind of at least solidify and keep that attention on them. But they've been pretty dull for the last, respectfully, like year and some change, like maybe give or take.
Really plateaued. Be really mundane. Just like, I agree.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting, man. Now, granted, the main event is protected. I mean, of course, with AEW, you got a match that might steal the card, but for the most part, I think we all in agreement that the main event should be the best match of the night. So Toni Storm, hopefully she gets her moment. I think if we had to make predictions right now, I think all of us, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but I think all of us would definitely pick Toni Storm to win that match. It'll be kind of wild if she doesn't. This kind of speaks to what you've been saying, Shaq. He needs help with the booking, because when I saw the card, I didn't take a look at the full card until we was getting ready for the show. When I saw the card, I was like, dang, this it?
Yeah, he know they put on 12 match pay-per-views.
Yeah. But not even that. Just the match is just not appealing for real. With all the talent that they have, like the Hurt Syndicate is not on the pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? This is not up here. It's a lot of stuff up here that's not up here, man. So I'm expecting, great wrestling as they always do. Even when you think the card might be mid, like I've been to, matter of fact, the AEW show, I went to Winston-Salem. I was like, this card is mid, but they put on great wrestling. So I expected nothing less than great wrestling. It's just with AEW right now, the storytelling for the most part outside of Toni Storm is it's just not really there. So hopefully, like you said, Nick Khan can get some help with the booking and they can
Tony
fix
Khan.
that. I mean, Tony Khan, I keep saying Nick. So yeah, so hopefully they get this straight and we'll see what happens Saturday. I'm going to be watching this on Max. So I'm going to be watching now. This is going to be the first major AEW event I've watched, on the TV. Everything else has been on the phones. We'll see what happens in regards to that. Real quick take that I wanted to get you guys' opinion on. I didn't necessarily put this in the agenda, but I'm going to get you a quick take. There was a lot of not AEW. There was a lot of WWE releases, right? I don't have the full list in front of me, but I know AEOP got released. I know Gigi Darling got released. Isla Dawn got released.
Sonya Deville, Alexa
Sonya
Lopez.
Deville. And there's another male wrestler that got released. I cannot think of the name off the top of my head.
The
But
NXT guy from Chase U.
Yeah, the dude from Chase U. There's somebody else though that got released too. Giovanni Vinci.
Giovanni Da Vinci.
Yeah.
AEW has some releases also now. Miro got
Yeah.
released. Ricky Starks officially got released.
That's what I was getting to. So yeah, Ricky Starks got released. Miro
Aleister
got
Black.
released.
I think that's official.
And Aleister Black. Well, they're saying that either Ricky or Miro, they're saying they technically didn't get released. They just contract just didn't get renewed. Same thing with Sonya Deville. Her contract just didn't get renewed. So with that being said, it's realistic to say that we're going to see some swaps. We're going to take Aleister Black's name out of it because we already have high hopes that he's going to be coming back. Who are you taking off those releases lists and putting in AEW? And who are you taking and automatically putting in WWE? Shaq,
I'm not putting
first.
anybody in. Oh, go ahead.
Well, WWE, going to WWE, it should be Aleister Black. And
Well, now we
Miro.
taking his name out because we already talked about him going.
Well, Miro, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, Miro.
You go with Miro over Ricky Starks?
Ricky Starks is going there, man.
I know he. That's why I don't want to just say yeah, but
yeah,
I feel like both of them are for.
So I'll take that back. I think Ricky Starks, what he would do is because he's so young, I feel he really can make his bones on the indies and Japan, get your name popping. Like, we know he's good, but can you be a star? Like, I feel if he goes to WWE, he won't be a star, at least not right away. But if he makes his bones on the indies and then go to Japan and gets his name out there, then he'll sign with WWE. That's why I just put Miro going there first.
I'm on the inverse, yo. I'm in the inverse of that.
No, go ahead, Willie.
Yeah,
I'm on the reverse of that. I'd want to see Miro go New Japan and run amok over there and shit. Because his name has kind of gotten, don't really talk about him or think about him. Ricky Starks is a little bit fresher in people's minds, I feel like. Especially due to the drama he had when he was at Mania, all those kind of things and the issues he's had more recently with AEW and them kind of icing him out, basically just put him on the shelf. And then his relationship with Cody Rhodes that everyone is aware of. And I think he will do better going right over to WWE, whether that's he's fine in NXT or in on the main roster. I think he can easily compete for mid-card. I have no issue with that. Show it, he can really stunt there, competing for IC or the US title. Think he will actually hit his peak whenever Cody goes heel and he starts the Nightmare Factory. That's going to be one of his go-to people. That gives Cody someone to rock out with on the tag level whenever he decides to lose the belt and all that kind of stuff. I want to see Miro go away, New Japan, because I think that's where he's going to really make his mark again and get his name back out there. I don't want to see him go back to WWE just for the cheap heat, so to speak. And people just, oh snap, it's Rusev again, Rusev Day. Woo. Like, nah, I'd rather him get rid of that Rusev gimmick because it went away from the intimidating kind of person, the kind of the funny, goofy, you know what I mean? Like, kind of make you laugh kind of person that he was on the back end of his time at
I would say, so I agree, like, if I'm Trips, I'm interested in both of them. If I'm Trips, like, you release people, so you got room on the roster for both of them. And both of them make room.
Ray is coming soon. Ray Phoenix is going to be coming there. So
Ray is going to be coming soon as well. So they released like 8 to 10 people, so they got plenty of room. I might put Ricky in NXT though. Because I think if you looking for him to like take off somewhere and be highly known, like think about it, when during the Black and Gold era, all those indie people was highly known, like Adam Cole, highly known, Samoa Joe, highly known, Finn Balor, highly known, but they went to NXT and established a brand and then took off even further in the mainstream eyes of folks who won't pay attention to them, that's WWE loyalists. So I would do the same thing with Ricky. I think Ricky could go to NXT and like make a major mark and have like a mean title run and stuff like that. I don't think you could do the same thing. I would like to see Rusev go back to Rusev, but I agree with you. Don't do the funny character, but it's all about booking. Like have him come out immediately and destroy somebody, Bronson Reed style. You know what I mean? And bring that Rusev character back, because one tragedy that we don't talk about as far as booking, Rusev had no business losing to John Cena at WrestleMania 31. No business. No
A
business.
lot of people had no business losing it.
No business. Not for the U.S. title, dog. Come on, man. Forget. Nah, Rusev should have won that match, man. And that match kind of hurt him. So bring him
My
back to those
concern-
days.
Let me ask, is that a bigger tragedy or him beating the Nexus a bigger tragedy?
I'm going to go with Rusev at WrestleMania 31, just because how they booked Rusev up until that point. I put Rusev losing at WrestleMania 31 in the same category that I put Oscar losing to Charlotte.
My whole concern with Rusev right now, I hope he doesn't go back anytime soon, because you've had two monster introductions relatively close in time frame with Bronson Reed and then Jacob Fatu.
That's true.
So like I need some space, a gap between you throwing in another monster person, because it's like, all right, well, like in theory they're supposed to run through everybody, you know what I mean? And then eventually, go ahead, Shaq.
What if he gets introduced in NXT and goes after Open?
I don't
wouldn't
want to see
mind
him in
that,
NXT.
but again, that's a step down for him being as known as he is compared to Oba and everyone else out there.
Yeah. See, the mainstream audience only knows Ricky due to his affiliation with Cody now, because it's in the news area. But they're not familiar with him wrestling wise. You know what I'm saying? They're familiar with him familiar with Rusev already. So whether he comes back as Miro or Rusev, like they already know him. So I agree with Willie. I feel like that's a step down for him at this point. Shoot him to the main roster. I will say the two monster appearances we had have been mostly on Raw. Maybe put him on SmackDown with Braun
Jacob's on
Strowman.
SmackDown now. Jacob's on SmackDown now.
Jacob too. So I don't know. It's gonna be tricky to see how they do this. It's gonna be real tricky. As far as the AEW side, I'm definitely Sonya Deville. I'm definitely putting her in AEW. I believe the same thing with Sonya. I believe is the same thing I say about Shayna. I think Shayna is more fit for AEW. Personally, just because how she is. You don't have to have that look in AEW. With WWE, part of the look is part of it. You don't have to have that in AEW, man. I feel the same way about Sonya, even though she got the look technically. And then their tag team, I don't know what's happened with AEW's tag team scene. That was the number one thing I enjoyed from Jump. That was the number one thing I enjoyed from Jump about AEW since the time they started, was their AEW tag team scene. That's the thing I always look forward to the most, even on Dynamite or Rampage. Like their tag team wrestling used to always be A1. Maybe you bring AOP over there and that might help out. I don't think I don't think AOP is the best tag team wrestler as far as in-ring performance, but maybe just bringing them over might freshen up the scene a bit. I don't know. That might be a reach, but I just feel like their tag team scenes just need a rejuvenation at some point. Or maybe you get the Good Brothers over there.
I would like to see the Good Brothers go back over there. I would be surprised if they go back to Japan, because that's where they've been making their bread and butter at.
That's where they make their money.
Yeah, but then AEW they do partner with New Japan and shit. Yeah. I do think eventually Cedric Alexander, once his 90 days is up, is going to AEW.
He a lock.
I need but the thing with that though is the shit that happened with his wife. So I'm curious about what ends up happening. His wife is Big Swole. Tony Khan, I gotta remember, I don't want to misquote it, but Tony Khan, him and Big Swole had some issues, and Tony Khan fired her ass. Yeah. So there may be some, I don't know.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, if you hold on,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, big swole.
That's why statistician Willie.
Man, never mind. I gotta backtrack that. We gotta have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? You got beef with my wife, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but apparently, I think it might be water on the bridge. Just looked at a quick thing that said,
I hope it is, man. 'Cause I think everybody wants to see that, you know what I'm saying, that Hurt Syndicate reunion.
all right, so from 2021, damn, on New Year's Eve, and Tony Khan says, hang on, first, Big Swole is talking about the lack of diversity and structure led to her leaving AEW. Tony Khan responds and it's like, top two execs are brown, him being one of them and another girl. Jade Bowens, caster, talks about wrestlers who are black. All were on TV. The TBS title has been very diverse. I let Swole's contract expire as I felt her wrestling wasn't good enough. And that was his response to her. So basically saying, hey, man, like, you know, your wrestling's ass. So that's why you got let go. But again, you know how the business is. Yeah, I mean, Vince McMahon has said much worse about people and they've come back. So
That's true. We're gonna see.
it's business at the end of the day when the money talks.
Yeah, I'm with y'all though. Said a lot. Outside of that, hopefully they work that out. But if they work that out, I think the moment the news came out, MVP and Bobby and all of them was on the phone, like, come on over. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be interesting to see what they do. Ricochet is still like a sneak. He still might end up joining the Hurt Syndicate now that he's made this heel change. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with him. You hope he don't.
No, we'll see that. He's not Hurt Syndicate material.
Yeah. All right, cool. So news came out today that, and right now, this is a speculation. All of this is speculation. Like, we don't know exactly how true this is. Trips has proven to prove the dirt she's wrong. It's with two situations that happened at the Rumble. The winner of the Rumble, the men's wise, and what happened with Dolph. Because, I want to say an hour or two before the Rumble, they were saying that Dolph was injured because he was spotted on crutches and it was all a work. So this is all speculation. But there's speculation right now that due to the backlash from the fans about the rumored match for Drew McIntyre, that they're reconsidering their plans for WrestleMania 41 Drew McIntyre. That's speculation at this time. Don't know how true that is. So since we don't know how true that is, I'm going to ask you guys a question real quick. And I know we talked about the road to WrestleMania last week, but if you're in that room, they got both of you guys in that room, Trips is sitting down with you, you're part of the booking committee, and this really is true, and they say, hey, like, are we sure this is the right thing for Drew McIntyre? What is the perfect match at what is the perfect feud at WrestleMania 41 for Drew McIntyre? What's the perfect feud and situation? Either one of y'all can go first.
It would have to be Roman, right? Roman, he trying to get the 1v1 with Roman because they're not going to put him in there with Cody. And they're not going to have him beat Cody.
He could qualify for the Chamber.
Well, he did qualify.
He did
qualify.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Great ending, by the way.
Hold on
that triple threat match.
You're right. He did. You're right.
LA Knight and Jimmy.
Yeah, I forgot about that. You're right.
VFT, right?
Yeah. Claymore.
They could pull a swerve. For the record, I don't think that's gonna happen. But I'm just saying.
What I say is, I feel bad for Drew, yo. I feel bad for Drew coming off the CM Punk rivalry and carrying that rivalry for a large portion of the time while Punk was injured, and literally garnering accolade after accolade because of that. His reward is allegedly Damian Priest at WrestleMania. That's pretty fucked up, man, in my opinion. I think that's kind of grimy to do him that way. Nothing against Damian. I'm a Damian Priest fan. He has been on the up and up since WWE Payback and the Bad Bunny shit. Like, he has been up, just high, just keep going and going and going. Had his title run, did his thing. It wasn't a terrible title run either. But I don't think that is a deserving reward for Drew McIntyre in everything he's done. Like what Shaq is saying about Roman Reigns. I would love to see that, but again, Roman isn't even paying that man no attention, basically. It's like a gnat on Roman's fucking shoulder. What did he's like the turd like that Shawn Michaels used to say. I forgot who used to say that about a fucking turd that just keeps annoying the fuck out of me that I can't get out of my ass. That's what Drew McIntyre is to Roman Reigns in my opinion. But I don't know what you do with Drew because literally all the top dogs are currently occupied with bigger stories, and I hate to say that. So if I'm Drew, I'd be like on some G shit. Nah, fuck it. I'm forcing my way into shit. You know what I mean? I would like to see that as a story. Like, y'all gonna keep disrespecting me? I did all this for this shit. You know what I mean? Y'all screw me over at Mania last year. And now what am I getting at this Mania? A fucking middle of the show, day 1 or day 2 match. You know what I mean? Like,
So let me retort before Shaq, before you go. I'm just playing advocate right now, Willie, right? So let's say somebody was to counter your argument and say, is it really a knock based on the year that Damian had? Because Damian made us all believers in 2024. Before 2024, let's go back to Money in the Bank 2023. When Damian won, everybody had the same feeling that they had. Matter of fact, I think LA Knight was the favorite to win that one, if I'm not mistaken. Everybody wanted LA Knight to win. And Damian won. And it came out of nowhere. It came right after that Bad Bunny match. And we all was like, yo, this feel like Otis again. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a bad call. You know what I mean? Like, Damian is good. He's good, but he's mid-card material. He's not World Heavyweight Championship material. And he had a hell of a year. If we scale back real quick, Judgment Day is not only falling off. Well, first of all, they've been booked poorly, but they've not only fallen off because of Rhea left, but they've fallen off because of Damian left too.
Mm-hmm.
Then the run he's had as a singles performer, he hasn't had a bad match in all of 2024. So you got some people that will argue that, hey, is that really like a notch down? In regards to that. What would you say in regards to that?
So I agree with what you're saying because Damian, like, this is the thing I view it like. I agree with what you're saying 100%. Like, they got to make new stars. That was their crux for the last, like, 2 to 3 years.
Right.
Before Cody came in, Cody became the star. Roman escalated himself even higher. But then after that, think about who the top dogs are in WWE right now as far as they brought Cena back, Punk is back, all old niggas. You know what I mean? Like, they have to cultivate that new group. Drew is in that group. You know what I mean? And he's not like fresh off the boat new like Damian, but like he has, once the Punk shit happened, that I think in my opinion solidified his spot as one of the top dogs, along with, you have Seth up there already and shit. Gunther has come back and solidified himself as one of their top dogs. So it's like, I don't see how you do Drew like this with a 30-second title run. 30 seconds after he wins it. 30 seconds later, he's lost it. It's like, all right, now congratulations. We're just going to throw you again. Like, I feel bad for Drew in that regard. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. Like, because I understand that point, that pain point, but I think Drew is better than having to face Damian. But again, Drew's going to win that match at Mania. He's going to beat Damian if that ends up being the match. He's going to beat him clear.
So this is me. I'm not being an advocate. I would say, the only thing I would say is that there is a story that can be made out of Drew and Damian simply because if we scale it back, the focus at what was the Clash at the Castle in Scotland, the focus has always been on Punk costing Drew McIntyre the match, right? Damian Priest was the one that actually beat him. You know what I'm saying? Granted, it was due to Punk interference, but Damian Priest was the one that actually beat him in his home country. So a story could be made out of that in regards to that, as far as like Damian Priest and Drew is concerned. Before I go, Shaq, I said I was going to let you go. You go, bro.
I'm sentiment what Willie was saying. Willie pretty much summed it up. Saying he's better than a Damian match sounds disrespectful. Like,
it does, and I don't mean it that way.
I get what he's trying to say. It sounds disrespectful.
Yeah.
But like, he deserves a high profile match. If that sounds better, like he deserves a high profile match.
What I will say, and if they go with the Damian route, I'm okay if they're on like the Drew McIntyre revenge tour. I need my get back from everybody. And it starts really with Damian. Wipe Damian up at WrestleMania. Somewhere down the line in the next couple months, you get your title match either against Gunther or Jay, whomever. I don't think, mark my words now, I'm a Jey Uso fan. Yeet, but his title run will only last 6 months max. You could clip this, get down. It's 6 months max.
Yeah, I agree with that.
How long it's going to run, and he's going to lose to Drew or some other heel. I don't know who the heel is going to be, and I'm trying to think what beef Drew and Jay have actually had other than the bloodline shit. But I can imagine Drew going on some because he's been kind of like fuck Roman, fuck CM Punk. Motherfuckers have just made my life miserable. You know what I mean? LA Knight's been one of them. Damian has been one of them by taking his title away from him. So it could start with Damian, and then from there somehow gets to Roman, somehow gets to Drew. Maybe Gunther gets thrown in there at some point because Gunther beat him and Sheamus in one of the most disrespectful triple threats, although it was great, matches ever.
5-star match.
Gunther had to do the boys like that.
Yeah.
Drew might get his get back on him too or some point. I would like to see him just to start to bone collector that motherfucker and start to just revenge tour it. You know what I mean? Everyone who did him greasy or beat him, I'm coming back to prove my point why I'm one of the top dogs in the promotion.
That's I think I don't think you saying that Damian Priest is he deserves better is disrespectful, even though that's how it sounds. It's what Shaq was saying as far as he deserves a high profile match. He wants to let's cut to the chase. He wants a main event spot. He feel like he's earned that. And you can't really argue against it. I think the bigger knock on him was what happened at Money in the Bank. I stand 10 toes down on that. Was a horrible decision in regards to having him win Money in the Bank, try to cash in that same night, and then lose. I would have still been locked in, edge of my seat, locked in the bad blood for that Hell in a Cell match without that moment. I would have still been locked in because they had enough built up. He'd been trolling them for a year. We was ready to see that before Money in the Bank. We didn't need Money in the Bank. Scotland was enough for us to see that match. They did not need to do that. So I think that's even worse than him not getting a high profile match at WrestleMania 41. Because he could have won the belt back. He could have won that belt back, been that world heavyweight champion, and maybe Punk cost him the match against Gunther or something like that. Who knows? But I would say I'm looking at it from a story perspective because this is where we are. I don't want to just throw Drew in a random match. I want to throw him in a match that means something. If we go in with the Bone Collector story, there's 2 options for him. Either Jacob Fatu or Solo. Solo is the one, he's never fully got his get back against Solo for what happened at Clash in the Castle the first time around. And then Jacob Fatu is the monster that could stand in his way of getting to Solo. He could be going after Solo and Jacob Fatu could stand up. Now for the record, I like your idea better of Jacob going after, Jimmy winning the U.S. title and Jacob going after Jimmy. But that could be a situation, and that would be a high-profile match, in my opinion. That would be a money match. I think we would be locked into Jacob versus Drew McIntyre or Jacob versus Solo. I mean, I'm not Jacob versus Solo. Drew versus Solo. My pick has always been Jacob versus Solo, but Drew versus Solo has an appeal to it, depending on how they book them. If y'all didn't see, and I'm not talking to y'all, I'm talking to the viewers. If y'all didn't see SmackDown, Solo attacked Cody at the end of SmackDown. So we're gonna see how that plays out. I'm going to be honest with y'all, though. It's not going to happen. But my number one option will be him and Punk at Mania. I know Bad Blood was supposed to close the deal. I get that, right? But them boys put on a classic. And he's mentioned CM Punk's name repeatedly. If you go back to the promo with him and Paul, he throws a shot and said, "Tell your boy I'm coming after him." And Paul thinks he's talking about Roman. He said, "No, I'm talking about your other boy, CM Punk." They didn't really interact in the Rumble like that. So he really didn't go after him. Now, both of them are in this Elimination Chamber match. They could set something up where they have their moments and maybe somehow, some way, the Bad Blood picks back up and it continues. And it's like, you know what? let's do this at Mania and put on a classic at Mania. So that
We
would
need
be
that 50-50 booking, man. We need
right.
that 50-50 because Punk is up 2-1 right now. So
And put Drew over against Punk at, because I felt like Drew should have won that Bad Blood. Now I get Punk winning because you're setting them up for everything that's transpired to now. So I get it. I get that part. But have them do that match and put Drew over against Punk at Mania. I think that would satisfy him in that regard. So that's where I'm at with it. I'm not sure what y'all think about that, but that would be my choice. It would be Drew versus Punk at Mania. For sure. Now that was up, but then that would appease him. But would that appease Punk? Because Punk want to be in the main event. So that's the tricky part about that whole situation. But yeah, man, we're gonna see what happens with Drew. In other news, man, it's official. The first match of WrestleMania 41 is locked in. We got
what a shocker.
We got Jay
What a
Uso
shocker.
versus.
We thought different.
Nah, I mean, I think we all had Jay penciled in for Gunther.
I hate how they did it though. I'll say that. I did not.
That's
like
where I was
that.
getting at.
God, it was nasty. It could have went from his my bad for Northman, like, because this shit irked me last night watching that shit. It literally could have been when he came out after that first Raw after Rumble.
Yeah.
Literally just like, yo, man, like, thank y'all, I did it, woo, woo, woo. But like, I got to get this monkey off my back. I got unfinished business. He could have worded that other than, let me get my ass whooped real quick, and then be like, hey, I think I might be tripping, but me versus you, I see you at WrestleMania now. Like, that was mad mid to me. Like, I want that Conqueror's, like, story. Like, I need my get back. Like, it ain't over. You know, I'd rather have seen something like that leading into it instead of what that was.
I think for the most part, I think the reason why I agree with you, by the way, but I think the reason why they went that route is because of the self promo later on. I think starting next week, they want to make it clear that whoever wins the Elimination Chamber is going to go after Cody, which we're about to talk about in a second. So I think that's why they did that. Like you said, I just hate the execution behind it. Like, I would have liked for him to cut a backstage promo doing that or something like that. I just hate the execution of how that happened. So I'm with you. So here we are. It's clear that the winner of the Elimination Chamber is going after Cody. That's official. So far, Drew has qualified. CM Punk has qualified. Logan Paul has qualified. And who's the other one? It's 4. 4 people have qualified. I said Punk, Cena, Drew, Logan Paul. All right, those are 4, okay? I imagine Seth is going to qualify Monday when he beats Finn. There's one more qualifying match. I don't know who it is. As of right now, knowing those 5 that's going to be in it, is Cena locked to win the Elimination Chamber?
I don't know. And again, this is probably one of the best times in wrestling because we legitimately don't know. Like, there's so many angles, so many storylines, so many avenues that we can go down. I'm at like 75% is going to be Cena.
We know Logan Paul's not winning.
Right.
The other 3, they could shock the world, and Drew McIntyre could win this Elimination Chamber.
So, like, I don't know. Like,
they could shock the world. Like, I mean, it's not impossible. Like, and there is a story between him and Cody as well. So they could possibly shock the world. Especially if they're gonna do this triple threat between CM Punk, Roman, and Seth. And especially if I get my wish and we get Randy versus Cena at WrestleMania. So it could happen. Willie, where you at with it? Is Cena a lot?
I don't know. Again, I'm sticking to my original prediction with what I want to see with John Cena. Clock ticking. I'm fine with him winning and going to Mania, but then losing. I think that is very disgusting. If he goes to Mania and wins the belt there, again, he has that. It is going to be so disgusting. I ain't going to be disappointed and utterly disgusted if he goes there and wins it. Like,
especially if it's in the main
Cody,
event.
Bruh, like, against Cody, man. Like, come on, man. Like, really? How are you going to do your face of the company like that and have him lose to old face of the company? Like, it's such low hanging fruit. If that's the case, just let CM Punk be in that motherfucker and let him win it, bruh. Like, if that's the case.
Randy Orton to come out of the bottom of the mat like Shawn Michaels did when he super kicked Undertaker. I need to see Randy Orton come out of nowhere, RKO Cena, Set up that match at Mania, dog.
But again, like I
I
think
think they're saving that for his last match.
and I want to see not Randy, John Cena, because they're saying about the Boston PLE to end the year. I do want to see that. Like that clock is ticking. He can't get over that hump. There aren't but so many other ways to get that title match other than Money in the Bank. You know what I mean? That's after Mania. So it's like, what are we going to do here? And, the clock is ticking. The time is now, so to speak.
Yeah.
I'm fine with Cena winning Elimination Chamber and going there, but not winning Mania. I'm fine with
Yeah.
Roman. He's not going to be in it. We already talked about that off camera due to he can't take a pin at a Chamber, and it makes no sense for him to really win at Chamber. He doesn't necessarily need that.
Yeah, he doesn't need it.
I'm okay with Punk winning, obviously. Drew would be cool. Who else is supposed to be? Who has a match coming up? Qualifying match.
Seth and Finn.
Seth. I wouldn't mind Seth winning it. Let's get him and Cody to run that shit back, because Seth been getting his ass whooped by Cody, man, and these PLEs the last couple times they went back to back. Seth lost to a man with one titty, bro.
And we just get Roman versus Punk.
Yeah.
That would be crazy if Roman actually, we think Roman running in the ring to cause Seth the match, and he actually caused Punk the match. And then come out
trying to fuck with Cody, trying to fuck with Seth.
Yeah, and come out and cut a promo and be like, look, like I already know what the favor was. You wanted to be in the main event on Mania. I'm a grant your wish. I'm a grant your wish. We're gonna cast this down.
Does KO have a qualifying match for the Chamber?
Not yet. That even now. There's only two more spots left. So one of the matches is going to be
solidified, but I think that costing him the match. I think Sammy's going to do that to KO if KO is in it. I think Sammy's going to cause KO the Chamber.
They don't need that though. They don't need that.
They don't need that. They don't. But that'll make KO even more unhinged. Like I'm on the verge of winning.
He's already unhinged enough.
Yeah.
He push.
Like his man's come on, son. You know how we are, Shaq. You're not gonna watch me get my ass whooped and just stand there, bro. Like we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have our hands gonna have to talk like afterwards,
KO
bro.
Right.
Matter of fact, let's go into that right now.
KO is right.
So y'all think KO is right?
How about
Yeah, no, you can't watch me get my ass. If it was a fair fight, if things was going nice, if the man Alabama slammed me through a ladder, dog.
I'm about to die. You about to watch me die, bro.
If we just throwing hands and I'm getting boxed up, you can let that rock. Once he starts kicking me in my face, I need somebody to hit him.
Right.
He needs somebody else to hit him. Yeah, dog. I'm on with the
over here like he disagrees.
I'm getting my ass whooped. Dog, help me.
Yeah, I disagree. KO ain't right.
Let me
disagree.
So let me ask you. So if you get into a little altercation, this 1-on-1, and I'm letting it rock, and this motherfucker boxing you up, and then he suplex you on the ground, and then he starts going to work.
Conscious, nigga, starting to go for the best
time. They dog, it's 1-on-1. Hey man, you want me to just watch?
That one the scenario though.
Bruh, man's had him on
ladder, dog.
Yeah, what are you talking about? He was already dead. Right. He was already dead, bro.
All right, so look. All right, so check, cause Shaq, you just got on the.
Well, first of all, for the record, dog, as soon as you swing, I'm swinging. If we talking about real life, as soon as you swing, I'm swinging. So
Shaq,
yeah.
You just got on the kid case last week in school. We teachers, by the way, y'all. You just got on the kid case last week because you like, hold up, your homie lost 1-on-1. Why do you want to follow up as his cousin and get revenge when your homie lost 1-on-1?
That's different.
It's
a person. That ain't right there watching it.
It's a 1-on-1 fight. This is a brawl. So what's the difference between KO? Didn't KO get like power bomb through like the ladder earlier in the match? What's the difference between that and then what happened? Like it's a regular Alabama slam. It won't like.
Regular. That's a regular Alabama slam, dog.
I mean, it won't. So all right, it won't.
Yo. That nigga asshole is up in the air, dog. His asshole's up in the air, bro.
First of all, hey, coach.
Hey, bro. Am I lying? No, I'm not lying.
Yeah, but look,
Yo,
look,
clip
it's
that
not.
clip into this, yo.
This not the situation. This is what KO wanted. He wanted the ladder match
Hey,
at
bro.
Mania, and you
Bro.
go into the match knowing that's why low key he was begging for help. Okay, he knew something like this was probably gonna happen, right? Sammy is there. They're having a brawl. They're fighting. He goes through the ladder. Sammy runs to his aid. It's not like Sammy just sat there and did absolutely nothing, right? Like, people go through ladders all the time and be all right, right? It's the after effect. Sammy didn't know the after effect, but it's a one-on-one fight. He wasn't getting jumped. It wasn't a situation where after the match, like, he was getting attacked and Cody was trying to end his career. No, it's a one-on-one match. And you mad at me because you lost? That's what it comes down to. It's not that he stood there and did nothing. KO's mad because he lost. Like, that's what it is. I run you this scenario. Right? Does KO still have a gripe if he gets Alabama slammed through the ladder? Cody is going up to get the championship belt. Sammy knocks him off and gets the belt for him and gives it to KO. Is KO still mad? No, he's not. I can answer that for y'all. He just wanted to win. It wasn't about that. He's mad because he lost. That's why he's not right. It wasn't about, oh, you stood there and you did nothing. It wasn't about that. It's because he lost, man.
Hey, man.
That's why I have a problem with it.
I'll tell you one thing, bro. I'm gonna fight y'all niggas, man. If I get my ass,
No,
beat
I
so
mean,
bad.
in
My asshole, bro. My man's KO's asshole was in there.
that
Oh,
at
it's
that point, like, all right, so let's say you and somebody
niggas
else
had that bent
you
over
was
like
squa-
Roxy
you-
Reynolds, bro. Come on, son.
you
Come on,
you
son.
squabbling. All right, let's say you squabbling with somebody, right? Let's say you one-on-one. You know what I'm saying? Me and Shaq about to help you out, but you're like, nah, that Shaq, I got this, right? And y'all fighting, and then all of a sudden you just get knocked out, right? And you on the ground. You know what I'm saying? At the point we see you getting knocked out, we gonna step in between, like, hey, this is over. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't nothing else gonna happen. That's essentially what Sammy did. He got
He did
knocked
not do
out.
that.
Yes, he got knocked.
He was
No,
like,
he
look,
got.
imagine Randy Orton, right? You getting your ass whooped, right? You on all fours. Randy Orton is getting ready for the punt kick. And me and Shaq just said, like, no, please, don't do it. Oh, my God, no.
Dude, oh my God,
no.
don't
I just
do
running
it.
towards you. He's running towards you. Getting ready to
Yeah.
punt Pat McAfee in your head, dog.
But do you?
No. Oh, my God, no.
The part is different. Like, all right, so if we think about this like an Alabama Sam through the ladder, you ain't think about the man his head going through the space of the ladder.
What you?
He up in the air for the taking. Like, nah, you're not thinking that's gonna be the end result. Like, that's not, like, he pretty much, when he saw that move happen, Sammy ran and was like, all right, that's enough. Like, we no more. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
If
man,
Cody would
someone beat
continue
my
to,
ass that bad and my asshole in the air, if y'all don't kill that nigga, we got a problem, dog. We got a fucking problem, dog.
Put some money on my books, Willie. I got you, man. Please, man. Make sure my books are taken care of.
after that, it would be a fight. But I don't think, nah, I'm not. This is, KO has been right up until this point. I'm not, because you're mad because you lost. It's not, I don't believe KO when he says that he's mad because Sammy sat there and did nothing. Because, like I said, if Sammy would have still let that happen, but Sammy would have knocked Cody off the ladder, help KO up, help him climb the ladder, or either go get the belt for him and hand it to KO, and KO walks out of there as champion, KO's not complaining because he won the
because
match.
he made it right.
Yeah,
he
made it right. Yeah,
He made it right.
He made it right then and there.
He was with him in the hospital, man. Like, how we mad at Sammy right now?
That's because I can't move.
He
dog.
mad at Sammy. Like, Sammy stood in the back. Like, Sammy just stayed in the back.
Might as well.
He might as well. Yeah, he might as
That's
well.
crazy.
He ain't jumping
work.
the man or nothing, dog. We'll be
Man.
all right.
Hey, like Cody said, he asked for it. That's it. He asked for it, dog. He asked for it, man.
Same shit I'm saying to you when Randy Orton fucking Pat McAfee your head, dog. You asked for that shit, nigga. You're like, nah, why'd you stop it? You asked for it, didn't you? You asked for it.
It's different, man, because KO been sabotaging people left and right, man. So I don't believe KO, man, when he says that, you know what I mean? Like, he's just mad because Sammy ain't do that. You know what I mean? And then bring up the Roman Reigns Rumble moment. Like, if KO won't get stomped out in the corner, he wouldn't have helped them out too. So it was all fun and games when he kicked Seth Rollins in the face Monday night for you, but all of a sudden you in a one-on-one fight and now you upset. Come on, man.
So friendship works.
I'm friend. All right, so friendship works. By me and you gotta have a conversation. If you that upset, me and you gotta have a conversation about what happened. Friendship don't friendship don't work like in return, I'm gonna try to end your life or end your career, I should say. That friendship don't work like that. It don't work like that, dog. It don't work like that.
That is a nice one out of us, as you guys can see.
Hey, audience, if you can't a nice one,
nice
the one that's willing to reason, the one that's reason to listen.
Matter of fact,
I'm ready to box. What's up, man?
Matter of fact, and I forgot to post that clip, but the only reason I didn't post it is because a lot of people don't know me as a person. But I was talking to Willie about the Street Profits. Matter of fact, you want here, so I can get your take on this real quick, Shaq. And I was saying, in order for the Street Profits heel turn to work, Angelo Dawkins has to be believable as a heel. And what I told Willie is that Angelo Dawkins reminded me of myself. And what I asked him was, if I was in WWE and I did a heel turn, would you believe me as a heel? I'm gonna tell you what Willie said after you answered. That's what Willie said.
Like you, when old boy tried to play Alex Cross, when Tyler Perry tried to well, dog, you out here busting guns,
What are you
nigga?
doing here, man? You wear dresses, my nigga. What you doing over here?
Don't believe you, dog. Sorry.
That's what Willie said. No, I say even though I have another side to me, like, and I know Angelo, it's just same thing with Omos. Like Omos just come across as a super nice guy. Like I wish it would have just let him be himself or whatever.
Omos is the new ambassador now. His ring days are over.
He in China. They gave him the Titus O'Neil.
Yeah, he's Titus O'Neil, dog.
He in China, man. So hey, he got the stamp for Undertaker. He can never lose, man. He gonna be successful whatever he do, man. But yeah, man. Last thing, real quick, before we get to the either or for the night. Kenny Omega, and I don't have the exact quote, but I watched the video early today, and I think he was on a Twitch stream. He was on some type of stream.
Yeah,
and
he was.
And he responded to a fan that said Logan Paul is a great wrestler. He pretty much was like, yeah, I'm glad that you think that he's made you to believe that. But pretty much if he was to go to Tokyo or if he was to go to any like indie scene and he had to actually go in there and expect to be put on a banger match with quality, real, genuine wrestling, he wouldn't be able to do it. Obviously, Logan Paul responded last night, called him an idiot. And so I just proved to the world that I'm the best wrestler in the world. Logan Paul trolling as he always do. My question to you guys, and I'm not going to respond to this because you guys are way more into the indie scene than I have been, so y'all more qualified in this perspective. But did Kenny have a point?
That strong style different, my boy. That your Japanese strong style is a whole other beast, man. I ain't saying Kenny wrong. I ain't saying he right.
Right.
All I'm saying is that strong, that style out there in New Japan is different than what WWE does. That's all I can say.
WWE is a very safe, very planned out type of wrestling, which is why a lot of people say they don't like their style. So this is where I disagree, right? Like Willie said, a strong style type match, like a New Japan type match, absolutely not. But if he wants to go to the Indies and do a flippy shit type match, a Ricochet, Young Bucks type match, he can do that.
Like, can he put on a match with like Tomohiro Ishii or some shit? Fuck no. Like, and it'd be good.
Ishii break that man's neck.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and it'd be good. I don't think so.
Yeah, Ishii break his neck. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I agree with him somewhat because, different styles, and I don't think Logan, he's good for what he is. Like, he's great for what he is. Like, he's not supposed to be this good for who he is.
He's not.
He isn't. And I do agree, he is good. He is good.
So I'll say that.
Good.
For someone who's a part-timer like that, and just picking it up.
In order for, I think we'll say me, in order for me to be like, you're good, I have to see you in a match with somebody where the other person's not carrying you, or like you're not the vet in the match, and you can put on and you can call the spots, you can control the tempo, you can do that in a match. I don't feel Logan can do that yet.
Yeah, that's not, I wouldn't even expect that of him right now. He's probably had his most 5 matches, so, and they've been in the ring.
He's better in the ring than he is on the mic, in my opinion.
And he's great. Pause. He's great on the mic, by the way. I think, anyway.
He's just being. I don't want to say he's being himself.
He's an asshole. He's being who he is.
Yeah. But I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of his mic work. I do think. Come on now, that's no Shaq. No,
Sorry, though. That was crazy.
I heard that. I heard that.
That was crazy.
It was not, bro.
So you don't think because I think his promo work. I like we said we
got
seen-
rattled like 2 or 3 shows ago on the mic when the booing was incessant, and he couldn't. It took him a while to overcome that and just go through what he had to say.
You thought
So,
he got
like-
rattled? I didn't think he got rattled in that
Yeah.
moment. You thought he got rattled?
Yeah, he did. He did not
about-
recently, not Saturday, not.
Nah,
this-
I know what you're
not
talking about. You
yesterday.
talking about when he got booed with I think Seth was in the ring.
Yeah,
And I think it
Yep.
was Seth and somebody else. Was it Punk?
Might have been Seth and Punk, Seth and Gunther. I
It was
can't
Seth and
remember who.
Gunther.
Okay.
Yeah, because when his music hit, Seth was like, "Whose music is that?"
He said, "Who is this?" Yeah,
Yeah, it was
'Cause I
Seth.
forgot who was this?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Punk
Seth
said
and
the same
Gunther. It
thing
was
to
Seth and
him.
Gunther. I'm gonna go back and watch that promo. 'Cause I thought he did well, but maybe I missed something. I'm gonna go back and
Yeah.
watch that. I'm gonna go back and watch that. Okay.
But I mean, wrestling, I'm gonna give like I don't agree with Kenny as far as like, oh, he sucks as a wrestler. I don't think that again.
Nah,
like,
he doesn't. He doesn't.
you know, to be that, like, there are people with the same amount of experience as him and can't even do
Mhm.
half of what he does. So
I agree.
You know,
Yeah, I agree.
And it always say, yeah, one person could carry a match, but it still takes 2 to tango, man. And like he hasn't had a bad match in great moments. Like you can argue that one of Roman's best matches of his title reign was against Logan Paul. One of the best matches on the SummerSlam card was Logan Paul versus LA Knight. A very slept on match in his category is the SummerSlam before that with him and Ricochet. They put on a good match. So he's a good wrestler, but
what I'll say, go ahead.
go ahead.
What I'll say, and this is my gripe with Logan, and this is where it's like, man, come on, you know, this is just a business, man. Like he's been set up to be this kind of way, where he's just beating all these legends. Reality, he's not winning these.
I didn't like the fact that he beat Rey Mysterio clean
That's
like
what I'm
that.
saying, man. Like,
I didn't like that. I fucked
with his finisher, his new finisher. I didn't like that. Shout out to the
Tough.
finisher. That was kind of
Tough.
dope.
Tough.
But
You
he
can tell
can't
he's
do
been
that
working.
on everybody. Yeah, he can't do that on everybody though. But I don't.
Did he
I
use
just,
the brass nuts Monday night? I
No, he
can't
didn't.
remember.
He didn't.
He didn't.
Yeah, I can't rock with him beating Rey Mysterio clean, man. I can't rock with that. I can't rock with that.
I'm just not a fan of like some of these vets that he's beating. Like, and I have to go back and look at how many of those were clean wins versus, you know, dirty wins.
That Rey is the only clean one. Everybody else he's used
Mhm.
brass knucks for, or
Okay.
he's had some type of like interference with somebody in like ISO speed interfered in one. It's been one of his homies the ringside. That's been the play for all of his matches. Kind of similar to like what people say about Roman. Like at some point we know a member of the bloodline is gonna come out and stuff like that. So that's the first time he's like beating like a legend like clean, and for it to be Rey, I ain't like that.
I don't like it either. I wasn't a fan of that.
I ain't like that. So all right, Shaq, it's on you, bro. What you got for us tonight, man?
Bright, my friends, to all the followers out there, that is your first time tuning in. Thank you so much. We do appreciate you. So this segment is called This or That. This is where I come up with a scenario, a question, or whatever comes to my mind about wrestling lore, history, or characters, whatever it may be. And we want to see what the fellas and yourself have to say. So now, tonight's This or That question is, it's just a little bit of a caveat. If you can pick one event in wrestling history for you to attend, which one would it be and why? That before you speak, the only difference is it has to be from your childhood.
Because you already know what I was about to say. All right, so one wrestling event.
Yeah. A one moment or wrestling event, or one moment you wanted to be there for.
Let me think real quick. From the childhood, okay. So it
Can I
gotta
pick
be
two?
Sure.
it gotta be Attitude Era. Go ahead, Willie.
First one, Hogan's heel turn, WCW.
Mhm.
I would have loved to have been there for that, just to say I was there for one of the kind of like wrestling historical moments.
Mhm.
My other one, it's a toss. I'm gonna pick a WWE one. It might have been, and it's just for this one match, and the match wasn't even that great. But I'm probably gonna pick between Taker Mankind, just seeing that man get flung off the Top of the Cage or Michael's Taker, Hell in the Cell. Like one of those two. I'd probably want to see one of those two in person. Preferably if I had to choose between the two, the Taker Mankind. Because seeing that for the first time would be fucking insane. And then to see his dead body get back up and go out there and get some more ass whooping. Like, yeah, that would have been just climbing the cage just to get choke slammed through that bitch. Like, that would have been insane to see as a kid. Like, I don't know. Yeah, that's probably my two.
I definitely was, Undertaker, Mankind, probably number one. I'm gonna go with that's one of my choices. Hey, I mean, like you said, to see that as a kid, that's my number one moment from my childhood in wrestling. Period. Is like because nobody expected that to happen. Like you didn't think that was even possible. So I will put that in there. If Sting versus Hogan at Starrcade was actually a good match, I would have said that. But it wasn't a good match. I would have been pissed off. The other one, matter of fact, since Willie said, I imagine Taker Mankind is number one. I'm gonna go with just the entire WrestleMania 19. So WrestleMania 19 for me, I'm gonna compare it to rap. It's like what I always say. T.I. one of my favorite rappers ever, and what I always say about his catalog is that Urban Legend is his best album, but trap music is my favorite. WrestleMania 17 up until what I said this year has been the best WrestleMania, but my absolute favorite WrestleMania is WrestleMania 19. I loved WrestleMania 19, man. The only thing that would have disappointed me was see Undertaker as American Badass, but outside of that, like I was super excited to see Shawn come back because like when us growing up in childhood, we was Shawn Michaels fans. Our era for Shawn Michaels kind of got cut short. And when Shawn Michaels came back, like at that point, I understood to pay attention to the wrestling aspect as well as the entertainment. Even though I was, in high school at that point. I think, was I in high school or college at that point? 19.
What?
WrestleMania 19. Were we at high school or college?
He was the main event at 19.
Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle.
College.
Yeah, WrestleMania, I still say 19. If I don't go with that, then I'm with Willie on the other one. He said Taker versus Shawn at Hell in a Cell just to see Kane come out there. That moment was crazy. When he ripped the door off the cage, that joint was crazy. I'm pretty sure. I feel like I'm forgetting something though, man. That's why I was over here thinking like maybe when Mankind won the title, when Stone Cold came out there and Mankind won the title.
That was my pick right there.
That's another one. I'm over here thinking like
Goldberg won the title. Hogan at the Georgia Dome. Now listen to that crowd, dogs.
I'm just saying for me, for my childhood. I'm just saying for me, I'm good.
As a matter of fact, that whole Nitro was dope.
Yeah, it was dope. I don't know, man.
Honorable mention: Brett Shawn.
That
Montreal
12.
Screwjob. No, Montreal Screwjob.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
I want historic. Like I want to be observing historical shit. Although I wouldn't have understood.
I said we wouldn't understand what was going on. Yeah. We wouldn't understand.
But
what was going on.
at least we could say we was there. Like Edge and Christian didn't understand what was going on at WrestleMania 6, but when you watch some interviews, they could say they was there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what? That might be number one.
That six man.
Oh, WrestleMania 6. Warrior versus Hogan. That might be number one because I was a huge Warrior fan as a kid. You know what? That is one.
Over Rock Hogan?
Yeah, Warrior Hogan. If we talking about childhood, me as a kid,
okay. All right, yeah.
Warrior Hogan, yeah, that's number one. The more I think about it, because that was one of my favorite moments that I witnessed. I was a huge Ultimate Warrior fan. Ultimate Warrior, low-key, I don't think I've ever told this story like to a lot of people in person. Ultimate Warrior, low-key, the reason why I'm scared of snakes. I don't know. This is a callback.
I think you said that before. I think you've said that to me before.
I don't think I've ever said this on the podcast, and it's a wrestling story, so I'm gonna say it now. If you recall, I won't even YouTube it because I can't even watch it. If you recall, they had a rivalry, and when we play, if I play this clip, Yeah, I ain't got to worry about the overlays for this one because I don't do snakes. I don't do snakes. If it's an overlay,
Still
Shaq or
no.
Willie edited the video. I didn't do it. There was a rivalry between Ultimate Warrior and Jake the Snake Roberts. And Jake the Snake Roberts tricked Ultimate Warrior into going into a back room. And so when he went into that back room, he locked the door and started
The
like
editing is
laughing.
some shit.
Man, he started
some dog shit.
Yo,
the
I'm
editing of that.
I'm telling you, this has traumatizing it. I've only seen this promo once, and I remember it just like yesterday. And it was fog in the room. He locked the door
Jake
and
the
started
Snake talking that
laughing.
biblical goofy shit, you know that.
And all of a sudden, Ultimate Warrior looks around and it's dark and it's fog, and all these snakes just start popping up out of nowhere. And then the lights go out, and Ultimate Warrior
Have you
starts
seen this,
screaming.
Shaq? Please have you seen
I know what you're talking about, but I know why. The reason I'm looking like this is that scared you more than the Macho Man
I
one.
was like, say Macho Man one was way
The
worse.
Macho Man one is traumatizing.
I didn't see the Macho
Macho
Man
Man
one.
legit
Yeah.
got bit.
That one is traumatizing.
Because I knew. Okay, so here's where I am with snakes. Right, I knew that was about to happen, so I was able to turn the camera off. Like I was able to I was able to turn the TV off. Like I was able to look away from that because I knew what was about to happen. I didn't know this was about to happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know this was going. He didn't have the bag with him. Think about it. I'm a kid. Like, I ain't like my critical thinking is A1. So like he ain't had a bag with him or anything like that. So when these snakes start popping out of nowhere, and then all of a sudden you hear, and this is the number one reason why it was so traumatizing for me, right? Macho Man was back the next week. He was good, and wasn't no bite marks on his arm or anything like that. Man, Ultimate Warrior starts screaming, the lights go out, and you literally never saw him again until he wrestled Triple H at WrestleMania, whatever number that was. He was gone.
No, now we know all the adults that made
The background story behind the Macho Man, Jake the Snake.
Yeah, with Jake the Snake.
It's funny. He had to make Jake bite himself with that shit.
The snake fixed or not.
Yeah.
No, the wildest Jake story is what he said about Andre. He said Andre had a fang in his shoulder and didn't even know it. That's crazy. But yeah, that traumatized. I was a huge Warrior fan. Like I said, we know the backstory now that Ultimate Warrior got fired. He went to WCW for a little bit. We know all of that. But I didn't see Ultimate Warrior again until he came back at WrestleMania. And I literally thought this man rose from the dead as a kid. So like that moment traumatized me, man. Don't be judging me off my trauma as a kid, man. I see y'all, man. Don't be judging me, man.
Listen, we don't judge, man.
Y'all eyes tell a different story. Y'all eyes tell a very
because I was like, there's no way that traumatized you, that Macho Man. But you said you didn't see the Macho Man one, so.
And like I said, even if I was watching it live, like I said, when Jake the Snake brings the bag out, I know what times it is. Like I could turn away from that. Like I didn't know this was about to happen. He didn't have the bag with him. You know what I mean? He trapped my man in the room, and I thought he killed Ultimate Warrior. Yeah. I thought he killed him. If you would have asked me that villain question that you asked like very early in the podcast, if you would have asked Steve Dennett at 12 years old, I would have easily said Jake the Snake. I hated that man, dog.
He up there.
I hated that man. He was matter of fact, wasn't he number one? Yeah, he was number one on my list because of that moment.
Yeah.
So I have told that story before.
One of my favorite scary moments is when Papa Shango cursed Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was
like,
crazy.
Hold on, like as kids, we could have, but if you watch that back, that segment looks fucking horrible.
It does,
crazy.
but it was just as a kid, I'm like, oh, shit.
But as a kid, your mind was like this, but like now, like this looks terrible.
Before we go, there's a name I forgot to put on that gauntlet we did earlier, so I'm gonna ask y'all real quick. Had I put Bray Wyatt's picture up there, would y'all have stopped? Okay, cool. I just wanted to see what y'all said. All right, cool. All right, well, y'all, we out of here, man. This is the end of the episode, man. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to the content. We on YouTube, we on Facebook, we on Instagram. Like I said, soon to be on iTunes and Google Play. We got some special stuff coming up for y'all. Right, season is here. We're gonna be playing some stuff. Chambers coming up. We might be streaming this weekend from AEW. I don't know, the card looking kind of suspect, so we'll see how we feel about that.
Hey, real quick. Shout out Virginia Championship Wrestling.
I was just about to say that.
We went to their show this past weekend, man. We had a ball there. Shout out to Vontez, the big horseman, the horseman, Austin. That guy. Shout out to Golden Pinky
Go to
Society.
Pinky Society.
Oh, hilarious. Hey,
Sad,
man,
dog.
I don't know what happened to old boy who was laying on the floor the whole damn
Yeah, he
match.
might be
I hope
hurt
he's
in
Yeah,
real
all
life,
right,
bro.
bro.
He's at
in
the
real
cave
life.
thing. Yeah.
I ain't never
He
seen
ain't did a
that.
whole match.
Hey, man.
Shout
Shout out to the Love Machine.
Yeah, man.
Shout
We
out
had a good time.
shout
Who else is out
shout
there?
out to the black slave owner.
Yeah, Commander.
And then
Something. I don't know if you're trying to sell slaves or what, bro. Oh,
yeah,
no.
when Willie yelled that out in a room full of white people, I just was like, oh my
Yeah,
God.
I was
Willie,
like, yeah.
Willie,
Hey,
stop.
I had a
Oh, my
ball
God.
there talking
Yeah.
shit,
I
man.
said, yeah, let's mad white people around. I said, Willie, don't say that.
It was dope. I'll be honest, I didn't expect it. I didn't
I
expect
had
it to be
fun.
that
Yeah, I
entertaining,
did
man.
too.
It was
First indie show, like
yeah, our first
I had
indie show.
fun,
I'm
man.
gonna be posting a reel about that this weekend. Shout out to Brazilian Championship
Yeah.
Wrestling, man. Shout out to the
Devontae,
boys.
shout out, man. Real
Devontae's
Yeah,
talk.
we're gonna
real
have
cool.
him on the show
Yeah.
soon, man. Yeah, man, real cool people, man. So,
Shout out to the non-corny wrestling fans that was there too, man. Y'all was all right
Exactly.
this weekend.
Yeah,
Y'all was all
man.
right.
so with that being said, man, we out of here, man. Until next time, y'all be blessed. Have a great weekend. Peace, man.
Peace,
Peace out,
peace,
man. Be
peace.
blessed.